In today's video, what we're going to talk about is how you can get more arc on your shot and how you can stop having such a flat shot in basketball. So if you're shooting with zero arc, or if your coach tells you that you're shooting with zero arc and you need to get more arc, this is definitely the video for you. Okay, so when you're shooting your shot, if it looks like it's basically shooting forward like this, that is not what you want to see when you're shooting a basketball. What you want to see is a very high arcing shot, and the reason for that is because now to the ball, the rim will actually look bigger. And this is what's going to help you shoot your shot at a higher percentage. If we remember the Kawhi Leonard shot from a couple of years ago with the Raptors, he shot from the corner and the shot arced so high and it hit off the rim like 5 times before it bounced in. The reason is because of that arc. If it wasn't for that arc, that shot probably would have never went in. So to get more arc on your shot, what you're looking at doing is releasing the ball higher. That is the number one thing. So if your elbow is not going to be above your eyes, or at least above your eyes, but it should be above your forehead, then you don't have enough arc, or you're not releasing it high enough. And there's actually a very good reason to release the ball higher other than arc. So first off, if you're shooting and you're shooting forward, the first thing that I always think of as a player and as a coach is, will I get blocked? Because by having a higher release, it's a lot harder to block a shot releasing from here than it is if you're releasing from here. So it's not just for the ball to bounce into the rim easier, it's also to help you not get blocked as easy as well. So by having a high arcing shot, a shot that arcs nice and high, it should go in very easily. It should go swish, and if you've got double rims like we have here, as soon as that ball hits the rim, it's going to bounce off to who knows where. But if you have a lot of arc on your shot, you should be able to have a chance of getting that ball in. Another tip that I can give all of the younger players is, a lot of the time when you're shooting your shot and it doesn't have that much arc, even if you release the ball higher, you still may not get a ton of arc on your shot. So how can you fix this? Well, what I want you to do is to record your shot. I want you to record how you're shooting, because now you can see exactly what your form looks like. If you've got your elbow above your forehead and you still seem like you don't have a ton of arc, there's one more tip that I can give you, and that is having a soft release. So by having a soft release, what I mean is, Michael Jordan, for example, had a hard release where he would shoot and his hand would come down really, really hard. It was like a V from the wrist. And that does give a lot of rotation to the ball, but what you want to do is something like a Steph Curry style shot, where you can have a nice soft release where your hand kind of bounces in the air. This is going to give you more arc as well on your shot, especially if you're a left-handed shooter. A lot of left-handed shooters need to tilt away from the rim because for some reason, no matter how hard you try, you can't get too square towards the rim. You need to have usually a lot of tilt away from the rim. Now, right-handed players, they'll have a little bit of tilt like myself, but for left-handed players, usually they have a lot of tilt. And this is even more drastic for them because now they want to go and use almost like a shot put. A lot of young players who are left-handers will basically do a shot put type of shot with their left hand. What I'm saying is, now instead, have a nice high release, but also a nice soft release. Have your hand like curve, have it like just like kind of sit there, because now you're going to have a much higher chance of that ball going in. Now, anytime that you're working on your shot and you're trying to improve your shot, you shouldn't just be trying the same, what I was just explaining from the three-point line, and trying to jack up different types of shots. The reason for that is because you're going to miss like I just did. What you want to do is to start near the rim. You want to start a couple of inches away from the rim, really get that soft release, and really get that really high release. Try to get as much arc on this shot as you can. And once you hit a couple of swishes, see, it hit the rim and it bounced in. After you shoot and make 10, 15 of these shots, take a little bit of a step back and then go again. And then keep on shooting with a nice high release, nice soft touch, and you're going to keep on hitting those shots. And you can keep on building your shot back so that when you get to the free throw line, you can have that nice high release. Now, if you don't have enough power like I had there, what you can do now, and what you will need to do, is to shoot with more legs. Because anytime your shot is short, you now need to shoot with more legs. Now, if you find when you're releasing the ball higher and with a softer release that your ball tends to go off the side of your hand, either right or left, it doesn't matter, and you're shooting and it seems to always go off the side, or you got some like weird side spin going on, well, what you need to do now is to just widen your hand. Because now, when you're shooting with a higher arc and a softer release, it's really going to basically show off the flaws in your shot, the small flaws, which now the biggest of the smallest flaws is the wider hand. So a lot of players, they'll shoot with a hand that's closed like this, and basically what happens is the ball will kind of fall off left or right. If you can have a wide hand with a gap between your palm and the ball, that will basically help you control that ball. And if you've got larger hands, it'll help you also palm it as well. But that is how you should be trying to split your fingers apart, is super wide. That way the ball will actually go straight. And it doesn't matter if you've got a split finger release, all 3-finger release, or middle finger release, it doesn't matter. Or even a ring finger and middle finger release, doesn't matter. The wider hand will help. And then basically what you want to do next is to make sure that when it comes to power and stability is to have your feet shoulder width apart. You don't want to have them too close together. You're not going to be level or balanced in your shot, and it's going to take away from a lot of your power. Have your feet shoulder width apart. If you're right-handed, right foot in front of the left. If you're left-handed, left foot in front of the right. And then from there, it just comes down to how much tilt you have so that you can get your shoulder in line with the basket. So for myself, I have a slight tilt away from the basket, while for some players, a little bit more tilt might be needed, but I don't necessarily need it. I was trained when I was younger to be a square-up shooter. That's what destroyed me when I was younger. You need to be slightly tilted away. Have that shoulder in line with the elbow to the basketball net, and you'll be all set. I hope that this video has helped you become a better shooter. If it has, hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you guys again next time.